Welcome back, students. You may realize you have already copied this note down. In part 2 of our lecture here, we're going to focus on the inequalities part of this lesson, so how we can end up with strange answers for the inequalities portion. So there is no reason to pause just yet. We're going to move on to the inequalities part. You've already copied this down from part 1's lecture. We're just continuing that same note and focusing on the inequalities portion. We're going to use the Piom sequence that we've seen throughout this entire unit. And again, these funny answers can happen. And I'm going to edit my note right now. When we did this in part 1, we really couldn't read me write or infinite solutions here. So when we had equations, all real numbers could happen. When you have a true statement for inequalities, it's actually going to be the answer of infinite. Oh man, that is still funny, isn't it? Let me try that one more time. Infinite solutions. And that could be our other answer. So for inequalities, it's infinite solutions. For equations, it's all real numbers. And for the false statement, if it ends up as false, it's still going to remain no solution. So our first 3 examples dealt with equations. And now we're moving on to the inequalities examples. And I'm going to get them on the correct side of my smartboard here. We draw a vertical line on our inequality symbol. And we begin using the distributive property. We don't have it on the left side there. That less than does need to be there. We distribute here, and we get our 10x minus 70 minus 3x. Excellent. Okay. And we do have like terms on the side there, not on the left, but we do on the right side. 10x and negative 3x makes 7x minus 70. And again, you may visually start seeing that we have these same variable terms on the left and the right. So now we have to bring those like terms to the other side. The additive inverse minus 7x. Minus 7x, so that's 0 plus 5, that gets a 5, less than 0 minus 70 is negative 70. Oh my, where'd the variable go? So again, double check your steps. We distributed, we did that correctly, combined like terms correctly, and we brought that like term across with the additive inverse correctly. So we have to evaluate, is this statement true or false? Is 5 less than negative 70? Is that true or false? If you said false, you're correct. And since that's a false statement, does this thing have an answer? No, it doesn't. It has the no answer, no solution. And again, that means any number we put in for x when we substitute will never end up as a true statement. So let's look at our last example here for part 2 of this lecture on the inequalities here. We have our inequality there. We're going to distribute. And we get 3 plus 6f minus 5 is less than or equal to 6f minus 2. And then we're going to have to combine like terms there. We do have some, so we're going to have 6f minus 2 is less than or equal to 6f minus 2. Again, you may visually start seeing we have the same terms on the left and the right side here. And our final line, negative 2, is less than or equal to negative 2. What? The variable went away! Again, this doesn't happen often. Just because I have 2 examples in a row that it does occur, please realize this doesn't happen a lot, so we should double check when it does. We distributed correctly, combined like terms correctly, and we did bring the like term across the inequality symbol with the additive inverse correctly. So we can look at our final line. Negative 2 is less than or equal to negative 2. Is that true or is that false? Yes, it's true. So since it's a true answer for inequalities, we don't use all real numbers. We use the answer infinite solutions. Awesome. And now that we've finished up this lesson, we're going to summarize this in class. If you have any questions, use that question column and ask me tomorrow. Thank you so much.